Let's check out the starters for the UP Fighting Maroons. You have Rahim Abalia, Francisco Castrodes, Nicolas Lipata, and Soto. You have Ventura, Del Pilar, Campton, Rodriguez, Maglinaw, Adahar, and Guerrero as their libero. We're all set. Earlier, who by the way has a very slim chance still for a playoff for the 4th spot. If LaSalle goes on to lose the rest of their games and Ateneo wins their final assignment. But again, for LaSalle, they know what they need to do. But for UP also, they want to play spoilers and rack up more wins. And it starts with that point from Rahim. Put out 25 points in that 5-setter against the FEU Tamaraos. That's a serve coming from Castrodes. Captain puts LaSalle on the board, so we're tied at 1 apiece. Vince Maglinaw serving for LaSalle. UP goes to Rahim, had to extend there on the attack. Del Pilar couldn't get it. They transfer to the left side. Kept alive by the Green Spikers. Ventura will try, popped up by Castrodes. To the opposite, and rejected by LaSalle.
Good anticipation in the part of Del Pilar. Closing the gap with Ventura. Not giving.
What a hit from Angelo Lipata.
Lipata so far the top scorer for UP at 4 points out of 7. This set so far packed with errors for the Green Spikers. Has been really hard for them from the passing, even with the attack.
Yeah.
It's really the passing. The passing has been way all over the place.
And a block. Castrodes pumping up the crowd. Says, come on. Knows what's up right now for UP.
Noel Campton notching in his 4th attack point out of 16 attempts. So still not the best in terms of efficiency.
25% to be exact. And that does it for the UP Fighting Maroons as they let that one sail out. They get the final point and take set number 1 on that attack. In the game, as well as Rui Ventura. They also bring in Eric Layog, who scores the first point. Yeah, back to LaSalle's biggest lead here in set number 2 at 4. They connect on that play going to Francisco. Lagando with a serve. Adahar to Del Pilar again. Second time here in this set.
Del Pilar also making some noise for the Green Spikers. His 3.
Set number 2 at 6. 18-12, a short serve. Rahim again on the extension, sent back. Chance for LaSalle to set up their play. They go to Vince. And Maglinaw finally gets his first point of the match. UP calls for time as we listen. Right now it's LaSalle. LaSalle's turn to feel good about the way they're playing, but Nicolas says it's not yet done.
Nicolas and Francisco collectively doing really good for UP right now with their attacks.
Those two guys combining for 10 points. Echo goes to the combination to Vince Maglinaw.
Vince Maglinaw making up for lost time in the first set.
So far, has 5 points. Over-received on that instance. Lipata will take advantage on a single blocker of LaSalle.
All starting with a good serve by Castrodes, going for that roll shot into the middle, catching.
And what a hit from Young Mendoza. Lipata on the runner. Pancake save for Maglinaw. Mendoza again. Back with DLSU. Captain from the back. Denied. Play continues. That is out for Dan Nicolas. Matches. They still have time to join us here inside the Big Dome. As we begin this one, Maglinaw is blocked. That's what you want
For the block of Salle.
Guerrero goes to Maglinaw. Doug. Castrodes changing things up. Layog with a send over. Abale goes back to Rahim on the change-up. Padahar with a save. Fooling the drummers of UP, and LaSalle gets that point. That looks good. To get their bearings going. Just like what happened in set number 2. Chance for them to build on this lead. Ventura waits for it. Layog with a reach. And his teammates loving that one.
Layog with that tip.
Echo chooses captain. The dive. And ball is still playable. Nilipat kay Ventura. It was called out, but there was a touch by as many as 14 in that one. But right now, LaSalle turning the tables.
Yeah. Definitely putting some sense of urgency in that timeout. And
lead down to 2 points. Poquita tosses. Maglinaw attacks and scores. Campton and Guerrero just has that bonding of veterans. And Captain scores. Rahim goes up for it. Adahar gets a touch. Ventura. Popped up by Abale. Persano with a bump set to Olayemi. Dug by Maglinaw. Play continues. Castrodes knew where to go.
time for the other players of the other Maroons to really step up in their attacking game.
And speaking of, they change things up. They go to the middle. Dan Nicolas. Could this be it? Adahar goes to captain on the finishing touch. As he swings and scores. And puts LaSalle with the advantage. 2 sets to 1. Set as we welcome you all to set number 4 here on One Sports. On the UAAP Varsity Channel and on Pilipinas Live, Dip Dipianco together with Doc AJ Pareja calling this one. Castrodes, as you mentioned, needs to get more touches. They go to the middle, and Nicolas will score. Having a playoff for the 4th spot.
Interesting position for the Blue Eagles. Their fate lies on their rivals and their neighbors.
Yeah. Castrodes. Captain. That is over and out.
Almost having the opportunity to take the lead in that rally.
Adahar to Del Pilar. Second try. The transfer to Vince. Set back as it drops in for UP. Service in. Adahar, nobody home. Menard gives up a free ball. UP takes advantage as Nicolas gets the point. And a 3-point tied once again. Set up to Rahim. Down. It goes. Lipata with a serve. Here we go. Captain saves one. Puts up a deuce. Second set point for the Fighting Maroons. Denied. The chase. Chance for the white shirts. No, not yet. Another set point. It'll be their setter on deck, Abalia, to serve. But Ventura goes down the line and saves another. Fourth set point now for the Fighting Maroons. A powerful serve. Captain block, but it sailed out. He scores the point, and we go on. But he wants nothing more than to end this one in set number 4. Rahim off the block. He scores. Olayemi. 28-27. Free ball. Here it goes. The setup. Rahim. No. And Adahar. What a play for Echo Adahar. And we are all trying to catch our breaths here, Doc AJ. Oh! And it ends with a service ace delivered by Olayemi Rahim. It had to be him on that service ace. The serve and the swerve going to the corner as we go to set number 5. On One Sports on the UAAP Varsity Channel, Non-Pilipinas Live, Dip Dipianco with Doc AJ Pareja giving you the match. Throw away the numbers from sets 1 to 4. What numbers I will give you, Fighting Maroons? They are 1-1 so far in the season. Meanwhile, for La Salle, you mentioned it earlier, yung mahabang laro against Ateneo. Another lead change. Rahim ties the game up. Oh, a miss received by Noel Captain at the serve of Francisco. Rahim with a push. Chance for the Green Spikers. Captain with a setup. But Maglinaw shut down.
Well read.
And back-to-back points, courtesy of Dan Nicolas. Back set to Rahim. Play continues. Ventura. It drops. Chance for DLSU. And Maglinaw punches it through. We resume play. Adahar with a serve. Lipata. That's kept up. Maglinaw. And Abalia couldn't get that one. Has mounted a 4-0 run here in the 5th set. Rahim. Adahar back sets to Rui. That is kept up, but it won't go over. Soto with that first ball. Rahim. Maglinaw gets a touch. Keeps the ball alive. They transfer. Castrodes. Nothing there. Olayemi again. Dug by Adahar. Captain will try. But the celebration of that point goes to Salle. They only need one more point to win this match. And it starts here, but over reception. However, they couldn't take advantage. Talking about UP. Captain wants it and gets it. And the Salle Green Spikers win in 5 sets.